stay-at-home mom business journey. The coffee had gone cold again. Another morning balancing the noise of the house and the quiet question she kept avoiding. Can I really build something of my own? She wasn't chasing millions, just freedom. The kind that fits between nap times and school pickups. The kind that doesn't require permission from anyone but herself. But something felt different that morning. Not hope exactly, more like recognition. As if the answer had been there all along, hidden in plain sight. She'd spent months scrolling through business ideas. Each one felt either too big or too small, too technical or too simple. Nothing clicked. Nothing felt like hers. What would you have done in her place? The first counterintuitive truth came from exhaustion itself. She thought she needed more time to start a business, but time wasn't the missing piece. Clarity was. Part of her still felt guilty for wanting more, as if ambition had to disappear when motherhood began, as if choosing herself meant choosing against her children. That guilt whispered loudest at 3 in the morning, when the house was finally quiet, when her thoughts were finally her own. But the idea didn't come from a business book. It came from the mess on her kitchen table, from the thing she was already doing, from the problem she'd already solved 100 times without realizing it had value. She'd been teaching her oldest to read, struggling with resources that felt either too expensive or too generic. So she created her own. Simple printables, color-coded systems, nothing fancy. A friend asked if she could buy them. Then another friend, then a stranger from a Facebook group. She smiled, not because it was easy, but because it was finally hers. The second counterintuitive truth hit harder. She thought she needed to be an expert to start. But mothers are already experts in patience, in problem solving, in seeing what's missing and creating it from nothing. Recent studies show that small home-based businesses led by women are growing 40% faster than other segments, not because of capital, not because of credentials, because of clarity, because of necessity, because of courage that looks like ordinary days. She almost gave up, until one message changed everything. A customer wrote, "You saved my sanity this week." 5 words, but they carried weight she hadn't expected, validation she didn't know she needed. Then came the doubt, the kind that whispers louder than failure. Maybe this is just luck, maybe it won't last, maybe success just wasn't meant for someone like her. Sometimes growth doesn't look like progress. It looks like staying, like choosing to show up again even when the numbers don't move. The third counterintuitive truth arrived in pieces. She thought building a business meant working more hours, but it actually meant protecting the right ones. She started saying no. To perfection, to comparison, to the pressure to do everything at once. She worked in 60-minute blocks, sometimes less, sometimes just 15 minutes while dinner cooked. Her workspace was still her kitchen counter, but it no longer felt like chaos. It felt like possibility. What would you have done differently? She discovered something else unexpected. The business ideas that worked weren't the trending ones. They were the invisible ones. The gaps nobody else noticed because they weren't living her exact life. Virtual assistants for other moms, not corporate virtual assistants. Mom-to-mom support. Calendar management for overwhelmed parents. Meal planning for families with allergies. Small services, deeply needed. Digital products became her quiet revolution. Budgeting spreadsheets, chore charts, home organization templates, things she'd already created for her own family. Now they helped hundreds of others. She learned to sell without selling, to share without performing, to build trust through usefulness rather than urgency. The fourth counterintuitive truth changed her entirely. She thought she needed confidence before starting, but confidence came from starting, from failing small, from learning that mistakes don't erase progress. Her first product had typos. Her first website looked basic. Her first email to customers was awkward. None of it mattered as much as she feared. Then came the setback, the kind that tests everything. A competitor copied her best-selling template, made it cheaper, marketed it everywhere. She felt paralyzed, betrayed, ready to quit. But she didn't, because by then she understood the fifth counterintuitive truth. Her business wasn't about the product. It was about the relationship, the trust she'd built, the story only she could tell. What helped her most wasn't just the tools. It was realizing she didn't need permission to start small. She tested several resources before finding what truly worked. Canva Pro helped her design without experience. A simple email platform helped her connect. A second-hand microphone helped her find her voice. This isn't promotion, just honesty about what made the path lighter. She stopped comparing her chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. She stopped waiting for perfect timing. She stopped believing that motherhood and ambition were opposing forces. The sixth counterintuitive truth felt like breathing. Success wasn't linear. Some months brought growth, others brought stillness. Both mattered. Both taught her something essential. She celebrated revenue in dollars, then in impact, then in something harder to measure, freedom, the internal kind, the kind that exists whether the business succeeds or stumbles. Her children watched her build something, not just a business, a model, a permission slip they'd carry into their own lives. What part of this feels familiar to you? The seventh counterintuitive truth arrived quietly. She thought entrepreneurship would feel like certainty, like having all the answers. But it actually felt like curiosity, like asking better questions. Not can I do this, but what do I want this to feel like? Not will this work, but what will I learn either way? She built slower than she wanted, faster than she expected, different than she planned, better than she imagined. Research shows that businesses started with limited resources often develop stronger fundamentals, lean operations, creative solutions, deeper customer connections. Constraints breed innovation in ways abundance never could. She learned to market through service, to price through value, to grow through consistency rather than viral moments. The eighth counterintuitive truth felt revolutionary. She thought she needed everything figured out before launching. But figuring it out was the launch. Iteration was the strategy. Imperfection was the point. Her first 50 customers became her focus group. Their feedback shaped version 2, then version 3, then the version that finally felt right. She stopped chasing algorithms, started chasing alignment, stopped performing success, started building it. Sometimes she still doubted, still compared, still wondered if she was doing enough. But those moments grew shorter, quieter, less convincing. What would you tell yourself 6 months ago? The ninth counterintuitive truth wrapped around everything else. She thought running a business would make her busier, but it actually made her more intentional, more present, more protective of what mattered. Because when time becomes currency, you spend it differently. You guard it fiercely, you invest it wisely. When she poured her coffee the next morning, it was still hot. Because this time she wasn't rushing. She was building, not an empire, a life. One that fit her, one that freed her, one that belonged entirely to her. Her story isn't unique, but it's real. And maybe that matters more. The counterintuitive way didn't look like what she expected. It looked like starting before ready, building before perfect, earning before expert. It looked like ordinary days containing extraordinary shifts, like kitchen counters becoming boardrooms, like doubt transforming into determination. This is educational content, inspirational perspective, not financial advice. Just one journey among millions. Yours will look different. It should. Tell us what part of her story resonated with you most and where you're watching from. Your journey might just inspire the next one. Tell us which country or city you're watching from. See you in the next video. Bye.